Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be doing a birthday makeup tutorial. And my birthday was a couple weeks ago, so this video is very late. So let's get into it. So first I'm going to be starting off with my toning spray, and I'm just going to spray that all over my face, and then I'm going to rub it in. And these are the skincare products that I will be using, my moisturizers and serums. So that's what you're seeing in that clip right there. And now I will be spraying the bottle all over my face. Yeah, I'm just gonna, just start rubbing that into my skin, making sure that it'll be dry, and then I'll move on to my other ones. Alright, so now I'm taking my hydration hookup serum, and then I'm just pouring that in my hand. And I'm just going to rub it into my palms and apply it to my face. And then I'm just going to do the same thing, rub it into my skin.
Artlist.io.
Alright you guys, now I'm done with my hydration hookup serum. I am going to be going in with my Magic Act serum and moisturizer from Miss Spot, and then I'm just going to rub that into my skin too. And after that, I'm going to take my Course Correct serum and apply that to my face as well. Alright, so now I'm done with my moisturizers and my serums. I'm going to be applying this LA Girl concealer, and it's in the shade Beautiful Bronze. And I'm just going to put that on my eyelids, and then I'm going to blend it out. So even though I started off with this concealer in this shade, I realized that it wasn't a really good concealer to start off with for my eyeshadow base. So I went in with like another eyeshadow shade that's more lighter, and I think it was beige, and that's what helped me showed out my eyeshadow pigment. So you guys will be seeing that in the later clips. Alright, so here's where you'll see me trying to blend out the first concealer that I put on my eyes, and I just realized it wasn't a good concealer shade to show off my eyeshadow pigment. So I just ended up switching out the colors to a lighter shade, and you guys will see that in a couple of minutes.
Artlist.io.
Alright, so right now I'm switching over to this other shade, and I believe it's in the LA Girl Concealer Cool Tan. I'm not sure, but it is a lighter color, so if I find it, I will let you guys know in the comment section. So, yeah.
Artlist.io.
And now I'm just blending it out with a sponge that I have. But I ended up not using the sponge. I ended up switching to a brush because I could not blend it out with my long ass nails. So yeah, you guys didn't see that part, but yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to be starting off with my eyeshadow, and the first shade that I chose is this orangey type shadow for my upper eyelid, and I'm just going to blend that out first. And the eyeshadow I'm using in this clip right here is the True Match Pressed Powder, and it's in the shade Soft Sable. I had this for a couple of years, and I always use it as my eyeshadow base before I move on to any other pigment and colors. And then I took another orangey shade from my Beauty Glaze Impressed You palette, and I just plopped that on top of it. And I'm going to be using these brushes to blend out my eyeshadow, and that is my foundation brush at the end of it, which I will be using soon. So now I'm just blending out the True Match pressed powder and also the Impressed You Beauty Glaze eyeshadow shade. And I'm just blending them together. Alright, so now I'm going to be taking this burnt kind of nude orange, and I'm going to go on my lower eyelid and blend below where I put the first eyeshadows that I mentioned, and that's going to be it. And I'm just going to keep blending this shade lower and lower until I move on to my other colors and other eyeshadow shades.
Artlist.io.
Alright, so now I'm taking this new eyeshadow palette that I had from Ulta Beauty, and it's called JCat Extreme Eyeshadow Palette, I believe. But if not, I'm just going to leave it in the description box. And I'm going to be taking the first dark shade in the palette, which I will be showing you guys right here. And I'm just going to put that in between my crease and blend that out until I see like a darker shade. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with this matte burgundy shade, and I'm just going to put that at the end of my eyelids to give me sort of like a cat eye, but not really. So, yeah. So I'm just going to take that shade and blend it out where my eyelids are, and then I'm going to move on to my next eyeshadow shade. And I'm just going to line it out to make like a wing effect.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Alright, so now that I'm done with that shade, I'm going to be taking this golden eyeshadow shade, and I'm just going to put that into the corner of my eyelids.
Artlist.io.
Alright, so now I will be taking my Beauty Glaze Impress You palette, and I'm going to be using this dark brown shade, and I'm just going to put that in my crease area on my eyelid and blend that out again. Alright, so now I'm done with my crease. I am going to finally put on the last eyeshadow shade, and it's this kind of burgundy glittery eyeshadow color. And I'm just going to put that into the middle of my eyelid to cover up the last bit of concealer I have, and that is the final look for the eyeshadow part. And I'm just going to take the shade and make sure that it covers all of the concealer that I did not put any eyeshadow on. And I'm just going to be blending it out to make sure it's smooth and easy. Alright, so it's time for my eyeliner, and I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Blackest Black eyeliner, and I'm just going to start off with going where my eyeliner area is, and I'm just going to start making a line, and I'm just going to go down until I make like a full cat eye.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Alright, so now you guys are seeing where I stopped doing my eyeliner because I didn't want my foundation to mess up my progress. So I ended up putting my foundation on, and then I went back to finish my cat eye. Alright, so now I'm doing my foundation, and I'm going to take the NYX Bear With Me primer to start off the process. And then I'm going to take the primer and rub it into my skin. And I'm also going to be using a second primer, and that is going to be my Wet n Wild primer. And then I'm also going to later rub that into my skin as well before I apply my foundation. And now I'm taking my Wet n Wild primer and just putting it all over my forehead, my cheekbones, and my nose, everywhere that needs primer. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna rub that into my skin. And the reason I like to use two primers is because I feel like it gives a balance of hydration, because Times before in my other videos, I always complained that I have dry skin, and I feel like that's just the best way for my skin to be hydrated and look very nice with the foundation on.
Artlist.io.
Alright, you guys, so I applied my eyelashes off camera. So that's what you guys are seeing here, and here are the lashes that I use. I got these from Amazon a couple months ago and I love them. It just gives the perfect amount of dramatic to my eyeshadow looks. And then I'm going to be taking this Kiss Strip Adhesive Lash Glue, and that's what I use to apply my lashes on. And here I'm just adjusting my lashes to make sure they're straight and they're on top of my eyelid. Okay, so for my foundation, I will be using two foundations, and I'm going to be using the first one, which will be the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's in the shade Deep Bronze, and I'm just going to apply that first to my foundation brush, and then I'm going to take my Tarte Face Tape foundation, and I'm just going to plop that on top of my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. And now, you guys, I'm just going to take that and apply it all over my face, on my cheekbones, my forehead, nose, everywhere. And I'm just going to blend it out till it's well blended and I can move on to my concealer. I'm sorry, you guys, not concealer. I meant my eyeliner, because I'm going to go back in and fix the rest of my eyeliner and make my cat eye. And then I'm going to move on to everything else.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Alright, so now you guys see me right here. I'm finishing up my cat eye, and I'm going right back in with my L'Oreal eyeliner. And I'm just gonna be fixing that up.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Alright, you guys, so now it's time for my concealer. And I'm going to be first going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. And I'm going to apply that to my face. And I'm just going to take my concealer and highlight the areas where it's needed, like under my eyes, under my nose, well, my cupid's bow, my forehead, and my chin. And then I'm also going to be going in with another concealer just to make it look even.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
So the next concealer that I will be putting on is the Kylie Jenner concealer, and it's in the shade Almond, and I'm just gonna fill in the blank parts where I didn't put the Fawn concealer, and then I'm just going to blend both of the concealers out. And I love using these two concealers because when they're combined together, it just gives the perfect shade, and it just makes my whole look worth it every time. And so now it's time for blending, and at first I used a sponge, but then I moved on to a brush because I found that it was more easier and better and it wouldn't mess up my concealer. So that's what you guys are seeing me doing.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Alright, so now I will be taking my spoolie brush and brushing out my eyebrow hairs, and then eventually I will go in with my NYX dark brown eyeliner to start outlining my brows, and then I'll brush out again with the spoolie brush, and then after that I will just start filling in my brows, and you guys will see what my brows look like in the end of all that. So yeah.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Alright, so now I will be applying my mascara, and the mascara that I will be using in this video today is from Wet n Wild. It's called Megawear mascara, and I'm just gonna be applying that in this clip right here. Alright, so this bronzer here I will be using is called Sungasm, and I'm just going to be applying that to my forehead and my cupid's bow, my cheeks, and under my chin. And I got this bronzer from Ulta. I only use it when I need like a little glow on my face, and that is why I chose to use bronzer for this specific makeup look.
Music licensing reimagined.
And now for the final thing in my makeup look, I will be using the Beauty Benefits highlighter. I got this specifically from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be applying that to the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my cheekbones. And that will be the end of this makeup look. Alright, you guys, so here's the final look, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. But yeah, bye!